As the launch actually happens, when we actually have the launch and we have the first couple of weeks of sightings, videos, Grok will be in the car, so people will be talking to Grok and making that'll be kind of a fun part of the launch. Um, People will be looking for the headline about the car hitting a curb, or something worse. So all of this will be happening that first couple of weeks. As it actually rolls out, it's actually happening, assuming nobody really gets hurt, no significant major go-to-war headlines. Do we start to see the stock inch up or gallop up or do something at that point?
Well, right now the market is going to be focused on the jobs number on Friday. So it really depends on that. If we sell off because the jobs number down to 320, then yeah, maybe by then we have up back to 340. If it's a good jobs number and we're at 360, 370, I don't know. It really depends on what happens between now and then. But to your point, I think I think I could be wrong, but I think what could happen is that right now everything is live. The robotaxis are alive. And once somebody captures on video or something of a Tesla drive without anyone in the steering wheel and that starts to go viral, then they'll confirm on X. We launched on whatever date. We've had X amount of rides. So far, so good. We're proceeding cautiously. I don't know why, but I just feel like that'd be like the best way to do it. It's like, yeah, no big deal. We launched. Oh, you're just now seeing it? Because it'd be everywhere. It'd be all over. It'd be the talk of every program and everything. Just wait till the public figures it out and makes it go viral. And then at that point, I would think that the stock would start ripping up rather than it being a sell the news kind of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So Brian White and I had a video last night that if people didn't watch it, they should go back and take a look at it. The subject matter was catalysts between now and the end of the year, of which there are many, many, many possibilities of significant catalysts. We agreed on some, disagreed on others, but the one that we were super clear on was that when Tesla FSD becomes unsupervised and all of us are able to drive it without supervision, this will be the greatest catalyst in the history of Tesla. Everybody will want to show it to their neighbor. It will be talked about on television. People will be doing all kinds of stunts in terms of, videos being in the backseat of the car while the car is driving. There'll be a huge number of activities among the community touting this new development. I think it will be the thing that moves us well into the next level of the 1,000 by the end of the year that I've been talking about.
Well, can you? But what specifically, or the whole narrative?
What specifically? I'm sorry.
What specifically do you think will be what moves it?
What will move it will be that it is that this is the most important feature that has ever been added to a car, except maybe ignition, inside ignition.
Okay, so but you mean FSD because you mentioned Grok, so I didn't know if like you're also like saying like that's.
I was saying Grok will be in the car. That was the earlier. Did I say Grok by mistake? I meant FSD unsupervised, with people doing videos of riding in the back seat, blah 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 blah. But having the entire country, maybe even more countries, but certainly the whole United States, where you, I, and everybody that we know that has FSD can now do it without supervision, will be the most important feature that's ever been added to a car. And that will be a massive, massive uptick to the stock.
And you think, yeah, I don't know. It's just so hard to know what's going to be the thing. I almost feel like it's all just going to be dependent on how it scales. And as it seems evident that they passed Waymo I think that's just going to send it to that next level. And I'm not sure if I think it's $1,000 that next. I mean, I want it to be, Randy. Like, I want it to be, but yeah.
Okay, well, my theory is that this is going to be the FSD being fully unsupervised for everybody in the United States will sell vehicles. It's not going to just be fun and games and Robotaxi and blah, blah, blah. It is going to be people will go buy the vehicle for the feature, like they did in the 50s with air conditioning, or like they did, in the 80s with seatbelts when that finally became a thing, or, they will be, okay, I have to have, my next car is going to have this feature. I want to get it now. I'm going to sell my car now because I want this feature. So this will be, not only will it be, oh my gosh, we now have this feature, but also I need it for my car. I want it for my car. I want to be able to show off that I've got it. I want to be part of the first one on my first on my block to have it. All that kind of energy that will become evident to everybody that it's not already evident to now. It'll become evident in the first weeks after it's announced, as you show it to your neighbors that you've already shown before, but now you're showing it to them in a very different way.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll play out differently.
Okay.
In how it becomes the I need to have product. I think the way it'll pan out, and I'm probably gonna be wrong, but it's just how my mind works and what I think. But I think it'll first go a mainstream viral in that sense, with people just choosing not to buy vehicles because they have the ability to just use a Robotaxi. And I think there'll be less of that want or desire to buy a vehicle. And instead, I think people will be clamoring to get Robotaxis in their city so then they can ditch owning a vehicle, not necessarily go out and buy one. And the reason I think it'll play out like that is because I almost feel like they won't. I mean, I don't know how it's going to work, but because unsupervised FSD for us people is going to be delayed compared to Robotaxi, it just seems like, why would I go buy a car for that when I just have Robotaxis in my city at this point? Like, why do I need to own the car? Like, I guess some people are going to buy a car, but to what you're talking about, we're talking about something going viral in the masses, not just 2 million people having vehicles, like purchases a year for Tesla, but like we're talking about like big numbers. And I think for that, it'll be more so people saying, get in my city so I can ditch my car. I don't want a car anymore. Now, if you have a Tesla already, you might choose to purchase FSD at that point because you're like, well, I already got the car, already paid for it. But I think people who don't have a Tesla would be more likely to just say, great, I'm going to get rid of my car, or I'm going to call my insurance company and get minimal insurance on it because I'm barely going to drive because I'm always going to be using Robotaxis, but I still want to have that, that vehicle for those weird one-offs. But I think it'd be more like that. But it's all going to be dependent on when they roll out unsupervised FSD and the scale of Robotaxis. Because I'm 100% confident that's what would happen if unsupervised FSD only rolls out to cities that already have Robotaxis.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Right. So if it's like, okay, Austin, we have Robotaxis. Okay, now they can have unsupervised FSD. And then once you go out of a certain area, it's supervised again. Oh, San Fran, we're in there now. Okay, a couple months. Okay, now you have unsupervised. If it rolls out like that, then I am 100% confident what I'm saying is going to be accurate. The reason why I'd be wrong would be if they're like, hey, we're in 3 or 4 cities, and now, hey, everybody has unsupervised FSD. Right. Then I could see what you're saying would be more of the case where people start flocking to it. So that was a very long-winded way, but it's just trying to show how my thinking is on this.
All right. And then you also have, of course, the individuals who will buy a Tesla as a business proposition once it's completely unsupervised. Now,
that's a good point.
That could start happening as a result of Robotaxi being successful, even before the unsupervised for everybody is rolled out. But in some combination, there is going to be some point at which entrepreneurs are going to start getting in the game. If you happen to be a big fan of the Cybertruck, you might also be interested in this super fun Cybertruck refrigerator magnet and bottle opener. It is made out of super thick stainless steel, just like the Cybertruck, and it has this giant magnet on the back, so it's going to hold a lot of stuff on your refrigerator. It's an amazing gift, and it comes in that great gift box that you saw before that uses a magnet opener, just almost like an Apple box, you know, like when you get Apple products. You can buy it on Amazon for $29.95, or you can buy it direct from me by sending $25 to paypal.me/Randy Kirk, all in lowercase letters. Please indicate whether you want the stainless steel look, or maybe you'd like to have this very clever camo version. And then if you're not in the US, please add $20 for freight. If you'd like more than one, please check the information below to get pricing, as well as all that information I just told you will be repeated in the information below. So once again, think about joining the channel, getting the up-to-date Tesla news every single day. I think you'll be glad you did.